Thanks. Yeah, so Christian from Made1, and we have the vision to change the way people buy products. That's basically why we're getting up in the morning. I would like to talk with you about the truth behind mass customization and of course also share our perspective on things. And when we talk about mass customization, we really mean the customization of products and services, because when I walk around here, I see a lot of personalization options, many in the field of online marketing. And I guess that's something which you all share. And I often talk about profitability. And when we talk about e-commerce in general, e-commerce business models are cost intense and a return on invest is coming in late in the game, if it ever does. So you all know about the challenges when huge platforms selling your products not to a recommended retail price, but to a discount. And the convenience and the expectations from the customer is huge. So we're talking about 2 days delivery windows. So if you are dealing with this guy, he's definitely giving you a hard time when you're into e-commerce. And we were thinking about ways out there. And I would like to share one option with you, which of course is about customized experiences. And I'm not sure who knows this guy. He was in the media last year because he ended his career. But how can you surprise someone who has it all? And I would like you to have a look.
Das ist der Hammer. Ich bin hier in die Halle reingekommen und zum Mittelkreis gelaufen. Und dann kam von hinten irgendwo so ein Ball angeflogen und ich drehe mich um. Und der kam runter und ich habe so gezittert. Es ging ja eigentlich um die Box, die ihm übergeben werden soll. Und das ist der absolute Wahnsinn, ey. Das ist wirklich ein Traum, der wahr wird. Ohne Scheiß.
Soll ich's machen oder was? Wow, sieht gut aus. Den darf man natürlich nie anziehen.
Er hat so einen Dreier genommen aus der Ecke und hat er verworfen und ich habe ihn dann getroffen. Das ist total krass, Mann. Der absolute Wahnsinn.
Okay, this is Dirk Nowitzki, of course, and this is the service Nike is offering to customers. But that's basically what you all have in your hands if you are selling products, if you are manufacturing products. It's about delivering a unique product experience. And this is quite new. Last year, Nike versus Adidas, and what Nike has done with Nike ID, which is the customization service for footwear, and they basically have done a rebranding of the entire service, which is now named Nike by You. So they really, that's all the statements here, I don't want to read through it, but they're basically enforcing that Nike is offering a customization option to their consumers and customers. On the other hand, Adidas has stopped and basically discontinued their customization program last year. They also see a huge need in terms of co-creating products, but they are working on, that's their statement, they're working on a different experience. And coming back to the topic of today about the truth, I'm not sure if this is the entire truth, but I will come back to a couple of things which are really needed in order to continue or operate or build a successful customization business. But this is showing that there's way more to it than just a nice product configurator. This is how it looks right now for them. So as I said, they're really putting some efforts in this, and this becomes a strong part of their product offer. So you basically can, on Nike.com, you can almost customize any product. When we talk about customization, then many people are seeing a mega trend in personalization, customization, however you want to frame it, but that's something I really don't see. So I see customization is not a trend. And if you look from your perspective, nowadays you can find customization, customized products in almost any area of life, from shoes, cars, whatever, kitchens, and there are many ways to customize products. And in core of most of the business models, you find web-based configurators. So digital technology is, of course, allowing more companies to offer customized services. And the good news is that customers are willing to pay significantly higher prices for a more personalized product or service experience. I will come back to that. And I also see that customization is really transforming and making and changing many established e-commerce business models moving forward. And why? Because customization plays a role in many areas of life. So if you look at this graph showing you there's a design component to it, so you make it really easy for people to come up with good designs, so in the sense of co-creation. Personalization, of course, there's a lot when it comes to a personalized experience, and I mentioned in the beginning, I mentioned the marketing opportunities being part of. It's all happening in digital, so there's a huge opportunity to play this business model within digital. Experience, of course, an end-to-end experience, the same which what Dirk Nowitzki got from the very first moment you hit a website, a product configurator, to the delivery of the product and the unboxing of the product. Community, it also makes you feel part of a community. So what we see from our own customization business is that you can really point out that you're part of the family, and that's something which really counts for people. And then the last bit here is a better world. So think about in the future, you give people the chance to be active or play an active part in more sustainable products, so they can choose the more sustainable material. And that's the only way you can do that is by offering customer customization as a service. This is why I already mentioned our own business, Helmate. So we are doing this since 2015, offering customized helmets. And what I can tell you is that that this is our source of insights. Of course, a lot we are learning from this own B2C business model and trying to get it over to our clients. And what is a fact is that today the consumer demand for more personalized product and service experience is higher than ever before. And this has, of course, many reasons. As I said, it's way more than a trend. It really is established and has landed. When you look into the numbers, when you look into your own interaction with the consumers, that we see really there's a growing demand. So even more people want this, and you got to fulfill this need. If you ask people, then a little bit more than half of the people are saying yes to a more personalized product or service. So they want it, more than half of all consumers out of this study from Deloitte. And 41 of the consumers are expressing an interest in paying more. So meaning 20% upcharge, a premium on a customized product is a no-brainer. What we know from our own business is that it can be way more than 20%. It can be double the product price if you do it right. And people are also happy to share some information, some data, so personal data, so that you are able to adapt to it and offer the perfect match. And 40% are interested in brands or companies to offer this. So meaning they would love to see this at a manufacturer website or at a brand's website, rather than finding their own ways to someone who can paint on a sports shoe. But key to success, and that's part of the truth, is to take out complexity. And immediately when we talk about customization, then it pops up, especially if you're into the product development, the supply chain, the logistics, that there is a certain level of complexity involved, and the only way out there is to take it out. And that means throughout the end-to-end process. So we're not talking about a nice configurator on the front end. If you leave out the production side of things, I will come back to that, you're just halfway done. So I often describe customization as the front row seats of e-com. So think about it. They're watching the same game, but they're willing to pay way more for sitting in the front row. It's a different story at conferences, but in basketball, it's true. I mean, the people they don't see a different game. Maybe they get some nice drinks in halftime or quarter time, but that's the only thing. And customization is a completely different field of play. Just think about let's say the e-commerce facts, which is it's not about prices. It's about recommended retail price plus the service for customization. It's also about waiting for product. So we're not getting into this craziness of a 2 weeks or 2 hours delivery window, which is in some sense, it's the truth of e-commerce, but customization is not in this. And when we look at how markets developed, and this is something from someone who is really into the market development, and his name is Davis, and he predicted in 1987, this is basically how markets developed. So from local markets to mass markets, of course, segmentation stepped in, and then also some niches, so specialized e-commerce shops, of course, still existing, to mass customized markets. And that's something which we, of course, also see. So unlocking customization for the many people, that's how we describe it. And customization could even be seen as a layer across all these type of markets, because why a customization service couldn't be couldn't be developed for a local market in specific. And this is also true. Customization is way more than colors, so it's not about the colorful sports shoe. If you look at these business dimension, that's the way how we look at customization. You start here from simple customization, where you can maybe add your signature to a pen, or you can add this one little personalization option. This is customization. Or it's a combination of existing products out of your range, but you're making it easier for people to do that in a front-end solution. Mass customization in the middle is where we talk about a configurator. We talk about reaching as many people as possible. And the tip here of the pyramid is about pinnacle. So tell me what you want. We create exactly the product the way you want it. And of course, with that comes different levels of complexity, front-end-wise, but also back-end-wise. So when we talk about this experience, then the truth is that it's not just about an awesome product configurator. I mean, we've put a lot of efforts in developing a WebGL-based 3D product configurator, but this is definitely not all we needed to put in place for our own B2C business, and this wouldn't be the recommendation in your direction to focus on the product configurator. It's way more than that. And I already mentioned walking around here, you see marketing has been transformed. We knew our customers, know our customers better than ever before, and the opportunities to personalize are just endless. And we know the exact person we're talking with. But ultimately, what do we offer people? We offer them curated assortments, product recommendations, could even be a nice tip, but not the perfectly matching product. So I really see that customization will help to complete the end-to-end experience for the consumer. And I know it's a challenge, but we're finding solutions for it. That's reality. That's the mass market reality. So we're missing out on the actual product experience. I mean, what's the value in knowing that out of this category, 11 items fit or might fit to my need? That's the reality, and that's where we are stepping in. Another truth is you have to embrace the production side of things. We are no digital agency. That was never our intention. Of course, we are developing things. We are digital-minded people, but we're also looking at the production side of things. So we're making sure that you have to make sure, and we're making sure that the products gets produced, delivered, printed, painted, whatever. Because if you are leaving out this part, then you might, coming back to the face-off I showed you, maybe that leads into closing down your entire customization business, because at the end, as an entrepreneur, you want to earn money with it. And if that's not happening, then why should I do it? Just because it's a special service for my customers? So you got to think about realizing this in-house or finding the right partner to fulfill. And that's really needed. And give you one insight from company I worked for, Nike, is they basically started their customization business very early. At 1999, they had no idea about e-commerce. It was never intended to sell directly to customers, but they gave the customization service a chance. They started very small. You see a screen grab here. They had 2 different models, less options than today. And they have built the team within their factories. What we've seen is that only very few companies can access their production capacities, can really have an influence on things, the things produced. So that's something where we had to think about more creative solutions. So the key to the decision is if you can pull this off on your own, good. If you're not, then you have to find solutions for someone to fulfilling your orders. And that's exactly where we are focused on. So just in a summary, I would like to just give you a couple of things to take away when it comes to customization. There is no question about, or should not be a question about, think about what's going on in marketing. It's just people are demanding for more personalized products and services. So meaning physical products, but also meaning an insurance and whatever. And it's just not enough if you offer people a curated assortment, a product recommendation. It might increase the conversion, but it's something which I really see a business model which has no bright future in e-commerce. Customization is not a trend, so we can get rid of this discussion if this will disappear. The funny thing is when you look into the whole investment branch, then customization was really a huge topic, so 10, 12 years ago. A lot of companies doing this, some startups popping up here and there. And this story continues. It's just a couple of companies have realized it, are able to do that. Others maybe not yet. But what you can see is that it won't go away. And it's not a typical trend in e-commerce. It's about taking out complexity, and taking out complexity really meaning the end-to-end process. The configurator, not to overwhelm people with options based on the production side of things, making it easy to realize and profitable, scalable when it comes to fulfilling all your custom orders. And last but not least, again, this idea of, it just doesn't make sense to sell amazing configurators if you're not looking into this field of how you realize the products and what, at the end, of course, you are able to offer to the people in a scalable and again, in a profitable way. In that sense, let's customize our future, and I really hope that you got a little inspired that this is something which could really be important for e-commerce in the future. Thanks. Hi.
Hear me? Yeah. Of course, I like my stuff personalized or customized, but if the trade-off is either it's more expensive because the shoe or the Billy shelf cannot be produced in China, but has to be produced here, it's either a lot more expensive or it takes 3 months for me to deliver. So what's your point here?
Yeah. No, I really see your point, and I mean, think about 2 days, 2 hours delivery window. A couple of years ago, it was completely impossible, and I think things will develop. And the intention behind offering mass customized experience should always be to a lowest price, so reach as many people as possible. But I totally agree that there will always be a room for non-customized products. But yeah, we see that the majority of people are moving more to the more personalized side.
Yes? Oh, now it's loud, okay.
Thank you for your presentation. I had two-part question. The first one is, there is a school of thought that people don't want to be inundated with having the idea to create for themselves. They want something to make their life easier, not harder in terms of things. That's one question. Do you see that continuing? And the second, what is the last market? So when you say mass customization, what is the next frontier after mass customization?
So first question is that what we've seen is that there are always people who want something completely special, so that you remember the tip of the pyramid. So there's always this, I don't want a configurator, I don't want you to give me advice, I need to create something from scratch. And this should be thought through and maybe built in your business, your customization business. And to the second question, I really see that it will get normal. So maybe you select the size, you select the color, and in the future I really see that you will be able to modify even more. And so the level of options will just be seamlessly integrated in the way people buy products. That's my point of view.
So these were quite quick questions, quick answers, so I throw in 2 more questions. Unless you don't want to use them, then... Oh, okay, one more question.
Hi, customization can be quite expensive, I think. And what would be the minimum or a step-in opportunity for e-commerce companies who are just starting with this process, like package customization, or because maybe it's cheaper?
Absolutely, and that's what I try to show. I mean, when we talk about customization, it's not always the wow experience. I can customize it all. I'm the manufacturer, I'm the producer. It can also be this one nice addition to an existing product. Just to give you one example from also a company I worked for, IKEA, a nice little configurator where you choose out of existing products, and the way in the front end you combine the products is unique, and that makes it yours. So this is also customization. So that's why I say there is really the potential to see it in all e-commerce business models fully integrated.